that I don't care is because everybody has an opinion, number one. Number two, I get paid. Number three, and most importantly, it's my opinion based on the facts as presented. I'm not getting personal. I'm not deriding or denigrating anybody. I'm just calling it like I see it when at, or when it's part of my job.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out. You know, I feel like he deserved a win.
From fighters and their trajectory and their potential earning power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Stephen A. Smith expressed his strong belief that Manny Pacquiao clearly did enough to win against Mario Barrios, criticizing the judges for what he considered a blatant robbery. While acknowledging that everyone is entitled to their opinion, Smith emphasized that this particular decision didn't sit right with him, as he felt Pacquiao clearly outperformed Barrios. Bobby Pacquiao echoed those sentiments, expressing surprise.
Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm 14 years in the ring, or 14 years in the ring. But I know the score. The score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that. I'm surprised, but anyway, the judges and decision is now. I will accept that decision.
Do you want to see your brother keep fighting?
Right now, just focus with family.
In a post-fight interview, rising star Kermel Martin shared his thoughts on the controversial outcome of the Manny Pacquiao vs. Mario Barrios fight. Martin confidently stated that he believed Manny won, though he acknowledged the judges ultimately scored it a draw. His remarks highlight the growing divide between fan opinion and official scoring. Adding to the frustration, Martin hinted that a rematch is unlikely, which only deepens the disappointment surrounding the result. With Pacquiao's age and Barrios' status as a current
Pro boxing fans here with Kamel Mo, and Kamel, we've just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance. Much respect to Barrios as well. It takes two to tango, so overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and I feel like he deserved it. But it's boxing, and I'm not mad at a draw.
Do you want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think a rematch. Manny did. It was a great fight. I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see Pacquiao. I want to see and
Kamel on the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely.
What do you think of Barrios in there tonight?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've heard a lot of very skilled fighters.
Expectations were always going to be difficult to manage for 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, as many people tend to overlook how time inevitably affects a fighter's speed, reflexes, and power. Yet,
Pacquiao last night was not a great fighter in his prime. He was a great fighter who was just a good fighter who was still a better fighter than the world champion at the time. He was so great in time that when he came down levels to being good, he's better than the good ones. He's still the goodest. That's what you saw, and the fact that when he was fighting in his era, his rivals were also watching that car go by every 3 or 4 months, 2 times a year at 200 miles an hour and catching more glimpses of it. But these young fighters are watching that, bro. Even if they're watching, they're not living it. They're not studying it. They're worried about contemporaries and rivals. So for him, this was like, what is going on? The amount of adjustments that he needed to make, the southpaw, the in and out, the awkward angles, the underneath right, like all of this shit is like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And that was a lesson young fighter. Really, he had a privilege to learn. He got a gift last night. Barrios will be better from this fight forward than he would ever have been without it. Let me tell you that. This is what happens when you have a phenomenal, unique, absolute in the sport. That's what Pacquiao is. That's what he proved last night. I'm always the guy who decries when someone is robbed and when the fighter who should have his hand raised doesn't get it raised. And, it's a crime to me to steal these from fighters and their trajectory and their potential power. So I'm always like, the judges need to get it right in every scenario.
Manny Pacquiao's ring IQ, footwork, and heart carried him through each round, showcasing flashes of the legendary fighter who once dominated multiple divisions. Fans and analysts alike praised his ability to control key moments in the fight, even against a younger and physically fresher opponent. While no one expected a performance identical to Pacquiao in his prime, he demonstrated more than enough to earn widespread respect. Following the controversial draw, the online boxing community erupted in outrage. One of the most vocal reactions came from BKS Secret Sports on X, whose viral post claimed Pacquiao was blatantly robbed, asserting that he completely outboxed Mario Barrios. Fans quickly rallied behind the statement, sharing similar frustrations over what they perceived as a biased decision. One fan summed up the sentiment by writing, "Pac just got robbed. Wow, he completely dominated Barrios. Barrios didn't impact this fight whatsoever. Pac threw better combos."
Okay.
Do 114.
I thought Manny won.
Fight. I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round I gave it to Barrios, but the last
But still,
round,
yeah,
the 12,
I had the
it
same
was-
way.
It was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was gonna take it, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well,
Great job by Manny Pacquiao, who's 46 years old.
4 years old, 46. Look,
Yeah, I mean,
and you know
it's
boxing, so
amazing.
people can't say that you're biased or you're just
No,
a
I
straight.
think he did great. I mean,
I think
for
he
his
won.
age,
Regardless.
It's not the money that we used to know, but
Alright.
thank God he didn't lose.
No, he didn't. It was close to Jeff Horn. He didn't lose. Bradley won. He didn't lose. And tonight he didn't lose.
Yes.
Another angry fan didn't hold back in his reaction to the scoring, echoing the outrage of thousands around the world who felt the decision was completely unjustified. Taking to social media with a blunt and furious post, he claimed the judges in Las Vegas were on drugs and even suggested they might have been paid under the table. In his view, Manny Pacquiao dominated the fight against Barrios, winning 11 out of 12 rounds, if not all of them. "What a disgrace," he wrote. When looking at the fight round by round, many analysts agreed that Pacquiao clearly secured at least 6 rounds.
Opponents have to face. And then all of a sudden, he just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie's like, he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like 5-punch combination. I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was. I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think he froze Barrios for all these rounds, and so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was 1 more round in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was 1 more round. And and mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, Barrios comes out and his trainer's like, "Hey man, you can't respect this guy." And it's tough. There's many tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like the guy saying, "Hey, you're hitting me low," and even the ref had to be like, "Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low." But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes down that 10th, has some really good body, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have put Pacquiao, in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up, and it looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit. It just looked like he didn't have, because I think at 46, I just don't think he has those combinations in him the same way. Super entertaining. Had the time of my life watching him. He didn't embarrass himself, and I think the vast majority of people think that he won. I think the reaction to everybody was like, Barrios, you can mess with a 46-year-old. Manny, they always say like, oh, you got to beat the champ. I hate that, but people believe in that. I think a lot of people thought of like, hey, you got to annihilate a 46-year-old, or the 46-year-old should win.